Right, let's have a look at some more jewellery. Ooh, nice. These are ones I've put aside. I've got to put them in individual boxes at some point. This is a Coro brooch, an American brooch. I found it in a tin of jewellery. There was a heap of rubbish in there, and there was some really, really nice stuff as well. This is one of the best things I've found, you know, that only cost a couple of dollars. So it's a Coro duet brooch, which means it's a brooch like that, but then it also splits apart into two separate pieces. Sometimes they're earrings, sometimes they're shoe clips. I can't talk today. These ones are fur clips, I believe. Big, nasty, pointy, jabby things. You certainly wouldn't want to try and wear them as earrings. It's all fully marked. Now, look, I'm guilty of calling all brooches with the similar function duet brooches, but Coro are the ones who actually have the name duet attributed to their jewellery. And these are Jelly Belly, I believe, so that I don't know that it's glass. I think it's Perspex, and they've got the little diamantes embedded in them. But yeah, really, really great piece. Funnily enough, it didn't need a lot of cleaning up in the bottom of the box, which was good. This one here, this is a buckle. It's a Japanese buckle, no marks on it. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, I usually put it that way. However, to me, the plants look like they should go that way. So I'm not too sure which is the correct way, probably the way I don't want to put it. I like it that way because it looks like a butterfly. And you'll see here that it's got those little tiny round pieces there. I believe it's called something like sugaring or sugar enamel. I will put the correct description in the title, in the comments. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. You can see the marking there, the pits. It's got a couple of cracks and everything. So it came to me in that condition. I'm not going to play with it too much. It's going to go into a box. You can see there the damage with it, but it's fairly old, absolutely beautiful, but needs a little bit of love. Anything with a lot of enamel on the surface always needs to be treated quite carefully. Now this piece here, I bought because I like the look of it, and I love the look of the back because it does look like an Australian arts and crafts brooch, which ran sort of simultaneously, of course, to the English arts and crafts movement. So you do get other jewellers like Bernard Instone who did similar pieces, but this bit on the back where the wire zigzags and winds around underneath is indicative of generally a Sydney group of artists. You had Rhoda Wager, Dorothy Wager, and various students who made jewellery at the same time. This is not signed. I can't prove that it's by a particular person, but it's really beautiful. The only thing that sort of made me look twice with this when I got it, that is not glass. It seems synthetic and fake. So whether it's been replaced or whether people were using those sort of stones at the time, but it definitely feels synthetic. Yeah, which is a bit of a worry, but you know, it's got a little safety clasp on it as well. Absolutely beautiful. Anything with the floral bits, the little leaves, and especially that windy bit at the back, snap them up because they're a bit of history, and they're worth a little bit without knowing exactly what it is. This is, look, it's probably Czechoslovakian, I would say. Possibly coral. You can see it goes from darker down to light there, which is interesting. The back's a mess. You've got a heap of soldering there, which very, very messy. But you do have a little feature here, and what you're looking for to try and work out who made it is interesting features. Now that is very interesting. I've not seen that before on anything, and it's to protect the wearer from the pin sticking into them. But some I've been told that it could be a Niger. And look, anything could be a Niger. They were two Czechoslovakian brothers who, I think they were killed in Auschwitz, certainly one of the concentration camps. And they were Czechoslovakian jewellers, lost their lives, and they didn't sign their pieces, but there is a museum and there's a lot of, I believe there are brochures and catalogues which verify some of the pieces that are Niger. I'm not sure about this one. I don't think it's fancy enough, but it's still very interesting, even with the damage on the back. This one, oh, this is nice. This is, I basically bought it for me because I thought it was really, really cute. So it is an opal, but it's not a, it's not one where you move it around and you've got lots of flashes of different colour. It's just a resting piece, which is a really nice turquoisey, aquary sort of colour. But yeah, you don't get a lot of different colours when you shift it. Probably a bolder opal, I'd say, because it's got a bit of rubbish in there. And just a sterling silver piece. I think there's something written down there as well. And it's marked 925 up there. They hide their silver marks in lots of strange places. What's this one? This is, and again, I bought this because I liked it. I didn't know much about the maker. I just saw, see, like, want, have. One of those immediate reactions. I love marquisite, even though this isn't old. It's from memory, I think Asku 1980s, something like that. So vintage at a stretch. But it's really beautiful. It's marquisite all the way around there. And then you've got this absolutely gorgeous clasp. Beautiful. I mean, that's really the feature for it. It's not a clasp to be hidden. It's a clasp to be displayed. And then on the back, you've got Asku London. So really nice. The clasp works well, and I would just wear that as is. Now, what else we got here? Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look in here. These are, this is how they came to me in reasonably old box. Certainly old cotton wool in there. These earrings are possibly Marinier shells, which were the Marinier shell necklaces were made in Tasmania by Aboriginals, and this one, obviously, the little pointy shell has been tipped upside down. Looks like it's had the tops cut off. And I really don't know where these fit into it, apart from the fact that they are old. They're old screwbacks. There's no marks on them. And I'm slightly suspicious, because they came together, that they've got a bit of age to them. These ones here are coral. Again, handmade. But these ones have got a clip back, which looks a bit deco. So probably 1930s and earlier, and I'd say the other ones are definitely 1930s or earlier. So I've put them aside. I haven't found a lot about Marinier shell earrings, and I could be way off with the actual call on what the shells are, but we'll see what it is. Now, this one, I saw a George Jensen box. I got extremely excited. Because I don't have any George Jensen jewellery, but I do have a box, and it's George Jensen, the Danish silversmith. George Jensen himself, oh, this is nice. I don't know why that's in there. George Jensen has the brand has different designers working for them. I'll put in the notes when George Jensen was actually alive. And this is an amethyst stone. Very pale, and the paler they are generally, the less they're worth. So if it's a big deep purple, if it has flashes of pink and it's Siberian, it might be worth a bit more. This is quite pale, but it's quite lovely really with the style of the brooch, and it's a nice big stone. And it does have a little mark on there, which I will have a look at and see who made it. Nice long pin, about the same length as the brooch. It's not longer, not a particularly wide hinge, so it's not super old, but just really lovely. Very, very nice. And I don't quite know why it's in a George Jensen box. There was a different Scandinavian maker's brooch that was in there originally. Now, let's have a look at this. Everything's covered in fur because the cat's been on it. Oh, I love this. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. This is a Null and, I'm going to say it wrong, Pregizer, I believe it is. Don't know whether it's Pregizer, German brand around 1930s, and it's just stunning because it's so different. It's, you know, quite 3D in construction. You've got all of these things. It's not symmetrical, which I love. And look at the back, just the way they've cut everything out by hand, cut all that out by hand. There is a mark on here somewhere, and there's a mark for Germany and a mark with KP for Null and Prager. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. It's a bit different, and I didn't know anything about the brand, and after I'd researched it and figured out who made it, I actually discovered that I had some other pieces from the same maker, which is great. Lovely old box. If you choose to sell pieces in the box, remember that the box is probably worth a bit, especially the old ones with the nice little catch there. And the box could be worth more than the actual piece you've got inside. So this one is a W.H. Andrews in Mackay. Yeah, quite a bit of wear there, but there's not a lot I can do to fix that. And this is just a nice little swallow brooch. Always beautiful. Always, always beautiful. I don't know don't know why that's wrapped around the bird. I think that should be probably wrapped around somewhere else. But anyway, they don't always have a separate place to hang the chain, but that seems, yeah, I might have a go at fixing that. Beautiful. Little seed pearls, absolutely gorgeous. It does have, no, it looks like the little seed pearls are probably fake. It looks like they've got a bit of stuff coming off them. These are always nice. I like the old jewellery, and these little birds and swallow brooches and that sort of thing, bluebirds, always popular. Birds in general and pets. But I believe that came in that box, I think, but I don't think it's got a maker on it, so I'll have to have a bit of a look at that one. It's quite a heavy, thick safety chain too, so I'm not convinced that that's necessarily original. What have we got in here? Another nice box. And when people put stickers on things, I wish they wouldn't put them on old boxes, whether it's price tags or whatever, because if they've been on there for a while, when you pull them off, that happens. I don't know how to stop that, but it's horrible. I love this. Just magnificent. I've had this for a few years. Stuart Dawson and Co. Now, it's got Perth and Brisbane on there, made in England. I think they were Scottish. They certainly had branches in Scotland. But after the gold rush in Australia, when there was a bit of money floating around, a lot of the British jewellers either came out here or they had an office out here, you know, a jeweller's shop, etc., silversmithing shop. So I think one of my grandparents, their brooch was from Stuart Dawson and Co. So you do see quite a bit in Australia with their name on it. This is magnificent. I don't know if it came in that box. I suspect it probably didn't. It's absolutely stunning. Just so beautiful. I've got everything I love in here. So you've got beautiful gold, not real gold, I believe. It could be plated, but that's about it. The stones aren't real either. They're fake. And you've got some marquisite in there, embedded in the gold, so it doesn't have the traditional look of marquisite, but absolutely stunning. It's a good weight. It's not super light and fly away. The back does look very Czech. However, trombone clasp. I've got this little trombone clasp where you pull that part up there and that releases the pin. Don't see a lot of trombone clasps on Czech jewellery. However, the Czechoslovakians were so good at making jewellery that they did make pieces to import to other countries. Sometimes there'll be a mark on them saying, you know, I can't remember the phrase for it, but it basically means made for import or imported from Czechoslovakia. This is a continental clasp, but not generally Czechoslovakian. So possibly, I blame the French for a lot of things, but possibly French. It's stunning. I absolutely love this. It's not worth heaps, but it's worth a lot simply because it is just so beautiful. But again, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have come in that box originally. It does seem a little bit too big for it as well. I didn't put it in there, I don't think. But yeah, probably not matched, so I wouldn't necessarily have to sell that together. Let's do another one. This came in the local hoard that I bought from the local lady who had passed away quite a few years ago, who just did nothing else but collect wonderful jewellery. This is a Donald Simpson. It's not signed, but it's definitely a Donald Simpson, Australian designer, and absolutely stunning. It's got weight to it. That's his clasp he did on some of them. So he's got the little boat backed, like a pointy boat back on it. And that's the same design as the stones on the actual pendant. So I can't complain too much that it's broken down the bottom because it did not cost me very much at all. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stones. Everything's got a little bit of height to it. He liked doing, he didn't sort of like a lot of flat pieces. Most of them had some raised parts, but absolutely stunning. And even without being signed, I know exactly who made it. And interestingly enough, he used this, I used to call them S chains. I don't know what their real name is, but it's got that little S thing. I remember my mum used to wear these sort of back in the 70s. And it's got that bit there, that extended chain. I don't know if that's original. It might be. And quite a substantial hook that's soldered onto the links there. So interesting design, but absolutely just stunning. Yeah, love it. Beautiful. Right, I think that'll do for this one. Thank you very much for watching and listening to my garble. Thank you.